Now let us move to the local extreme values of a function. In mathematics, local extreme nothing but either maximum value of the function f or minimum value of the function f or both maximum as well as minimum. For example, let us take the function y is equal to sin x. Let us plot the sin x function for the interval 0 to 2 pi. So this is the curve, I think you know that. This is 0, this x equal to pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. When x is 0, sin x is 0, sin 0 is 0. When x equal to pi by 2, sin pi is 1 year, 1. When x equal to pi, sin 0 is 0, this is. When x equal to 3 pi by 2, that is minus 1. When x equal to 2 pi, that is 0. So this is the curve for the function y is equal to sin x. We can observe in this figure, we can see the local extreme values of the function sin x. Local maximum is 1. Therefore, 1 is the local maximum value of the function sin x, and minus 1 is the local minimum value of the function sin x. Minus 1 is the local minimum value of the function sin x here. Here, to define the local extremes, you should consider only that what? 0 to 2 pi with open interval. It means open interval nothing but there are many values from 0 to 2 pi. You should consider all the values from 0 to 2 pi except 0 and 2 pi. That's called open interval. Now let us move to the definition of local extreme values, or you call it as relative extreme values. A number f of c is said to be local maximum of a function f at an interior point c of its domain for all x. F of x is less than or equal to f of c. Then we can write f of c is a local maximum value of the function f. Let us move to next definition now. A number f of c is a local minimum of a function f at an interior point c of its domain. For all x, f of x should be greater than or equal to f of c. Then we can write f of c is a local minimum value of the function f. So, from the example y is equal to sin x, you observe that 1 is the local maximum value and minus 1 is the local minimum value of the function y is equal to sin x for the interval 0 to 2 pi. But here we defined, let us see the definition of interior point. Let us take open interval. For example, if I take the open interval 0 to 2 pi, open interval means all the values between 0 and 2 pi except 0 and 2 pi, nothing but open interval. All the values of the open interval nothing but interior points of the interval 0 to 2 pi. Now let us move to the theorem. First derivative theorem for local extreme values. It means the first derivative theorem for local maximum value or local minimum value. Let us state that theorem. If a function f has a local maximum or minimum value at an interior point c of its domain, if f dash is defined at c, then f dash of c is equal to 0. Then and c is called the critical point of the function f. It means, what is the theorem statement? If the function f has local maximum at the point c, obviously f dash of c must be 0. Therefore c is called critical points. Suppose the function f has a local minimum value at point c, obviously f dash of c must be 0 and c is called a critical point of f. It means, for example, you can observe that from the example y is equal to sin x, here you can observe that f of x, the function is sin x, f dash of x is equal to cos x here, derivative of the sin x is cos x here. f dash of pi by 2. F dash of pi by 2 is nothing but cos of pi by 2. Cos of pi by 2 is 0. You can observe that derivative must be 0. Therefore, c is equal to, in our case, pi by 2. So you can observe that the function has maximum value at x equal to pi by 2. You can observe that. And x equal to 3 pi by 2. X equal to 3 pi by 2. What is f dash of 3 pi by 2? Means 270 degree. Cos 270 degrees, again that is 0. It means minus 1 is local minimum corresponding at x equal to 3 by 2, c is equal to 3 pi by 2. You can observe that when the function has local maximum or minimum, obviously derivative must be 0 at the critical point c. Here c is equal to pi by 2 and c is equal to 3 pi by 2. At c is equal to pi by 2, f of x has a local maximum value, that is 1. At c equal to 3 pi by 2, f of x has a local minimum value, that is minus 1. You can observe that. It means the function has local maximum value at c. Obviously, f dash of c must be 0. Then c is called critical point. The function f has a local minimum at c. Obviously, f dash of c must be 0 and c is called critical point of the function f. For example, you can observe that in sin x. Let us move to the theorem. The first derivative test for local extreme values. By using the derivative of the function f, we can find out the local extreme values. It means we can find the local maximum value and local minimum value of the function f here. Let us move to the statement of the theorem. Let f be a continuous function with critical point c, said that it is a differentiable on some open interval containing c, except possibly at c, moving across c from left to the right. So first statement of the theorem, if f dash changes from positive to negative at c, then f has local maximum value at c. If f dash changes from negative to positive at c, then f has a local minimum at c. Suppose if f has the same sign on both the sides of c, then f does not have local extremum value at c. It means does not have any either maximum value or minimum value at c. Let us move to the proof of the first statement. Suppose the function, now we'll move to proof of part 1. Suppose that the sign of f dash changes from positive to negative at c, then there exists an open interval ab containing c such that f dash of x is positive on the interval a comma c and f dash of x is negative on the interval c comma b. You can see from the figure, okay, for the interval a comma c, f dash of x is positive. It means the function f is increasing for the interval a comma c. For interval c comma b, f dash of x is negative. It means the function, the curve is decreasing for the interval what? C comma b. Therefore, you can say that f is increasing for the interval a comma c because f dash of x is positive and the function f is decreasing for the interval c comma b because f dash of x is negative. Hence, we can write f of x less than f of c for all x belongs to open interval a comma c. F of x for the interval a comma c, f of x is less than what? F of this point is f of c in fact. Okay. So similarly, f of c is this f of c is greater than f of x for all x belongs to interval c comma b. Therefore, you can write f of x is less than or equal to f of c for all x belongs to a b by the definition of the local maximum at c. Okay, by the definition of the local extreme values, f has local maximum at c. Similarly, one can prove the proof of the part 2 and 3. Okay, it can be proved, as a similar of part 1. To prove part 2, we can observe that take the functions like this. In fact, here you can observe, so this is this point is f dash of c is equal to 0 because this is a tangent is parallel to x axis here. But here you can observe for the interval a comma c and c comma b here. For the interval a comma c, the f dash of x is negative. For interval c comma b, f dash of x is positive. Therefore, since f dash of x is negative, the function is decreasing. Since f dash of x is for the interval c comma b. Similarly, since f dash of x is positive, so that by the definition of local extremes, f of c, the function f as a local minimum at x equal to c. So similarly, you can prove the third part also. Just you can do it yourself. Let us move to the problem. Find the local extrema of the function f of x equal to x cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 1. Okay, should find out extreme values, means either maximum value or minimum value or both we can find out if they exist now. Let us take a given function f of x equal to x cube minus x square 6x square plus 9x plus 1. So domain of this function is whole real line minus infinite to plus infinity, whole real line. So this function is defined for whole real line. So therefore domain of f is minus infinite to plus infinity. The derivative of f of x is, that is f of x differentiation f dash of x, x cube differentiation 3x square minus 12x plus 9. So anyway, once if you know f dash of x, easily you can find out the critical points by taking f dash is 0, by setting the f dash of x is 0. Now we take setting f dash of x is 0, we have 3x square minus 12x plus 9 is equal to 0. So let us factor this, x minus 1 into x minus 3. This implies x equal to 1 comma 3. So 1 and 3 are lies in the whole domain here, lies in the domain minus infinite plus infinity. I1 comes here, this is 0, this is 3 I think, yes. So 1 comma 3 lies in the domain minus infinite plus infinity. Therefore, critical points of f are 1 comma 3. Now let us apply the first derivative test for local extreme values, and these results are tabulated in this below table here. Let us divide the domain into subintervals by using the critical points. We can observe here, so this is a whole real line minus infinite plus infinity. This is 0, let us assume 0, middle point of the whole real line. So this is 1, this is what, 3. So whole domain can be split into minus infinite to 1, 1 to 3 and 3 to infinity. So now I split these interval into subintervals, that is x less than 1. It means minus infinite less than x less than 1 and x equal to 1 it is critical point. Then 1 to 3, 1 less than x less than 3 and x equal to 3 is a critical point, and 3 is less than x, otherwise x is greater than 3. It means 3 less than x less than what? Infinity. We can split the domain into 3 subintervals. For the interval x less than 1, you can see what is the derivative of dash. At least check one value of x for the interval minus infinite to plus 1. You see that whether f dash is positive or negative. Here you can observe that f dash is positive. Therefore, f is increasing for the interval x less than 1. Anyway, x is equal to 1, I think critical points f dash of x is 0 at x equal to 1. You can observe that when x is equal to 1, f dash of x is 0. Anyway, but we found that by setting f dash of x equal to 0, so you got critical points 1 and 3 here. Now for the, then for the interval 1 comma 3, you take any value between 1 comma 3, see that what is the derivative, f dash is positive or negative. I think here f dash of x is negative for the values between 1 and 3. So therefore f is what? Decreasing, because f dash of x is negative. Okay, see f is increasing and f is decreasing. F is increasing, then decreasing at x is equal to what? 1. It means the function has local maximum value at x is equal to 1. So that maximum value is 5. Just substitute x equal to 1 for the given function f of x. that is 1 cube minus 6 1 square plus 9 plus 1. So 9 plus 1 10 minus 6 that is 9. Okay, 10 minus 6 no 4 plus 1 5. So 5 is the local maximum value. For similarly, you take x equal to 3. Anyway, f dash of x is 0 at x equal to 3. And what is f of x here? F of x at x is equal to 3, that is 1. See, when f is decreasing for the interval 1 comma 3, let us check for 3 less than x, what is the function is increasing or decreasing. Yes, you can observe through derivative, f dash of x is positive for the interval 3 less than x, therefore f is increasing. F is decreasing for the interval 1 comma 3 and 3 comma x, 3 less than x, f is increasing. It means decreasing then increasing. For the interval 1 comma 3 the function is decreasing. For 3 to infinity, now the function is what? Increasing. Therefore the function has local minimum at x equal to 3. Minimum value is 1. Yes, the function has local minimum at x equal to 3, that minimum value is 1. Therefore you can conclude that from the table 5 is a local maximum value of f at x equal to 1 and 1 is the local minimum value of f at x equal to 3. By using the first derivative test, you can conclude that the function has local extreme values, means either maximum value or minimum value at the critical points. Now let us move to the definition now. Let us move to the definition of absolute extreme values. Let us define absolute extreme values, means absolute maximum and minimum values. Let f be a function with domain D. We say that f has an absolute maximum at C on a domain D if f of x less than or equal to f of c. Then you can say that f of c is a absolute maximum value for all x belongs to D. Then we say that f as an absolute minimum value at c on a domain D if f of x is greater than or equal to f of c. F of c is less than or equal to f of x for all x belongs to domain D. You know what is the difference between local extrema and absolute extrema? Local extrema, you are finding local extrema for the open interval. You are finding the absolute extreme values for the closed interval. So that is the difference here. Okay, we will check the maximum minimum value for the closed interval, including endpoints of the interval. Let us move to the important theorem, extreme value theorem. If a function f is continuous on a finite closed interval a comma b, closed interval a comma b, you know that what exactly the meaning here. You take the interval a comma b for all the values of x lies between a and b, including a and including b. That is called closed interval a comma b. So then then f has both an absolute maximum and an absolute minimum on the interval ab. Yes, so extremum value theorem says that if the function f is continuous on a closed interval ab, definitely the function has both absolute maximum value as well as the absolute minimum value. So for example, if I take here, so this function is a sine function and for the interval 0 to 2 pi and more it is continuous. You know that for the closed interval 0 comma 2 pi, you know what is the absolute value, maximum value, that is 1. What is minimum value? Minus 1 for the function sin x. Therefore absolute maximum value is 1 and absolute minimum value is what? Minus 1 for the interval 0 comma 2 pi. Let us to find the absolute extreme values of a continuous function on a closed interval a comma b, let us follow the steps here. Let us check first step now. Find the function values of f at critical points on ab. So how do you find critical points? Just differentiate the function f, we'll get f dash and equating 0, we'll have a critical points. So we have to find the critical points for the open interval what? A comma B. So that critical point lies between A and B. That should not be A and that should not be B. So that is the interior point of the interval A comma B. Second step is find the function value of f at an end points of the interval. You have to find the, put x is equal to a for the function f. You find out f of a and what? F of b. It means end values of the function f for the interval a comma b. The largest value of f from the steps 1 and 2 is the absolute maximum value, and the smallest value of f from the steps 1 and 2 is the absolute minimum value of the function f. Let us move to the problem so that we can understand easily what exactly the absolute maximum value and absolute minimum value of the given function. Let us take a problem. Find the absolute maximum and minimum values of the function f of x equal to x square on the interval minus 2 comma 1. I think anyway f of x equal to x square is a continuous function for the interval minus 2 comma 1. Therefore, so this function has absolute maximum value as well as the absolute minimum value. Let us check. Now let us move to solution. Anyway, it is being a polynomial, the given function f of x square is a continuous on the closed interval minus 2 comma 1. Therefore, by the extreme value theorem, f has both absolute extreme. It means maximum value as well as the minimum value of the function f for the interval on the interval minus 2 comma 1. To find the critical points of f, what to do? Just differentiate the function f of x. We have f dash of x equal to 2x, which exists throughout the interval minus 2 comma 1. Fine. Setting f dash of x equal to 0, we will get 2x is equal to 0, therefore x equal to 0. X equal to 0 lies in the interval minus 2, this is 1, 0 comes here. So 0 lies in the interval minus 2 comma 1. Therefore, x is equal to 0 is a critical point of the function f. Now, what to do to find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum value? What to do? But you have to find out. You find out the f value, f of f at x is equal to what? Minus 2, 1 and the critical points. Let us check for the critical point value. What is f of 0? F of 0. Put x equal to 0. F of 0 is 0. For end values, end point values. What are the end point values of the interval? Minus 2 and 1. F of minus 2 is equal to 4 here. And f of 1 is equal to 1 here. Put x equal to minus 2 for the function f of x and x equal to 1 for the function f of x square. Therefore, 0, 4 and 1 we have. I think from this function value, which is the minimum? 0 is the minimum and 4 is the maximum. Therefore, this function f of x square has absolute maximum value is 4 and minimum value is 0. Yes, therefore the absolute minimum value of f on the interval minus 2 comma 1 is 0 at x equal to 0 and absolute maximum value of f is 4 at x equal to minus 2. Let us take another example, one more. Find the absolute extrema of the function f of x equal to x minus 2 over to the power of 2 by 3 on the interval 1 comma 5. Being a positive rational power of a polynomial, the given function f of x equal to x minus 2 over to the power of 2 by 3 is a continuous in this interval 1 comma 5. By the extreme value theorem says that the function f, the given function f has both maximum value and minimum value on the interval 1 comma 5. Let us find out the critical point first. To find critical point, what to do? Differentiate the given function f dash of x is equal to 2 by 3 into x minus 2 over to the power of 1 by 3. So this is the derivative of the function, given function f of x. Now we see that f dash of x exists and non-zero for all x is not equal to 2. F dash of exists everywhere but except at x equal to 2. in the interval 1 comma 5. Anyway, 2 is in the interval 1 comma 5. Since f dash of x does not exist at x equal to 2, we can observe when x equal to 2 what happen? F dash of x goes to infinity. Therefore, f dash of x does not exist at x equal to 2. And 2 lies between the interval 1 comma 5. Therefore, x equal to 2 is a critical point of the function f. How do you find critical point? Either derivative equating 0 or derivative does not exist for particular value of x. So that x value itself is a critical point. Now we have to find the function values here. At the critical point, what is critical point? 2 is a critical point. What is f of 2? Put x equal to 2 here. Put x equal to 2, what happen? 2 minus 2, that is 0. Yes, f of 2 is 0. End values of the interval. What is end values of the interval? 1 and 5. At x equal to 1, what is f of 1? 1. At x equal to 5, f of 5 is equal to 9 to the power of 1 by 3. So out of these three values, which is the minimum value? 0 is the minimum value. For which value of x? At x equal to 2. And what is the maximum value? Cube root of 9. So therefore, the absolute minimum value of f on the interval 1 comma 5 is 0 at x equal to 2, and the absolute maximum value of f is cube root of 9 at x equal to 5.